Hey everybody, it's Matt from Britical Saiyans here, and today I'm going to show you my Son Gohan, future Son Gohan deck profile. So, Gohan, when this card attacks, you draw a card. Auto burst 3, when one of your yellow battle cards with the blocker skill is KO'd, you draw 2 cards, then add cards from your life until you have 6 left, and flip them over. Or the awakening is 4 or less, you draw 1 and get an energy back. And then go onto the awesome side. So, when he attacks, he draws a card, but you also choose up to one of your yellow Trunks future cards, and he gains 5 getting a crit for the turn. Very important there. And then auto choose one of your mono yellow Trunks future cards. When your opponent attacks, switch the chosen card to active mode, and it gains 6k, but you negate this skill for the turn. So that skill is a one-off, because otherwise that would be ridiculous. Right, so we're going to the main deck then. So, to start off with, we have the Unison for the deck, which I do only have 3 copies of, but it's alright. We cope. None of this deck doesn't have any of the expansion stuff, by the way, guys, before I go any further. Right, so Trunks is 3 cost, it's got dual attack, it's got plus nothing, activate main, you choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, switch it to rest mode, it's got energy cost of 4 or less, negate its skills for a turn and KO it. And then -3, activate main, draw a card, choose all your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and KO them. So, very nice effect there. Okay, so we'll go into the extra cards then. So, I've got quite a few negates actually. Yeah, these are counter attacks as well. Let me know. Right, quite a few negates I've gone with. Start off with, we got Flying Nimbus. Since Unisons have come out, I decided to, in my yellow deck, start running Flying Nimbus at a lower number. Plus there's also other yellow extra cards that are just worth using over it now, to be honest. But you pay 1, pitch a yellow, well, negates your attack, pitch a yellow, your opponent can attack with 1 more battle card. Still very relevant even with Unisons, because your opponent's got a wide board. It does stop those extra attacks coming at you. Then we got 2-time magic. This is your spark in the gate, so you can take a life, you've got 5 and drop. The battle card that's what's the battle card? Negate the attack, then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, ignoring barrier, and it can't switch to active mode. So it doesn't have to be the attacking card, but generally will be. And then we got 1 copy of Power Super Saiyan, because I only have the 1. I'm going to try and read this now. The SPR is very difficult to read. It says counter attack and negate the attack. Permanent, if you have 1 or more mono yellow energy in active mode, you can activate this card's activate battle skill from your hand without paying the energy cost. Activate battle, if your leader card is mono yellow, you draw 1 card, then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, all unison cards, and switch it to rest mode, and you can't activate the activate battle on this copy for, yeah, you can't activate any more of the activate battle, basically, but you can still use it as a negate. And then we got 1, the future is in your hands, so this is counter attack, negate the attack, activate battle, this card, if this card is in your drop area, and choose this card in your drop area, and 1 card from your hand, send them to the warp, choose it to one of your mono yellow Trunks future battle cards, it can't be KO'd by your opponent's attacks for the battle, so it does help protect your future Gohan cards. And then we got a Furious Awakening, so counter attack. Choose up to one of your yellow Trunks future battle cards in active mode, and it gains revenge for the turn. So, because you're going to be blocking, and then auto will then allow them to block again if you don't already have them in rest mode. Otherwise, they're just going to be untapping, and then you can just do this anyway. So it gives your blockers revenge, basically, if it's a Trunks future anyway. And it's got activate battle by paying 1 yellow. Choose up to one of your Trunks. Choose up to one of your yellow Trunks future battle cards. Switch it to active mode, and it gains 15k power and has its skills negated for the turn. Which doesn't really matter too much because it's for that turn. Generally, you try to do that skill during your own turn, so that your leader can then, on your opponent's turn it into a 26 blocker if you're targeting the weaker one anyway, the 3 cost 1. And then we got 1 copy of Released from Evil. So, counter attack, if your leader card is mono yellow, choose the attacking card, ignoring barrier, negate its skills of turn, and it can't be switched to active mode until the start of your next turn. If you got a yellow unison card in play, you can activate this card's counter skill without paying its energy cost. During the matchup, yes, I did misplay with that, and that's my bad. So I'm sorry about that, guys. Alright, so on to the one costs. Okay. So start off with, we've got 4 copies of Son Gohan Trusted Ally. This is just a turn 1 play if you don't have one of your turn 1 plays in your hand. Generally you'll try to have one of those above this. It's just a draw a card. But if your leader card is yellow, when this card is discarded from your hand by an opponent's skill, play this card from your drop area. So it does have a nice secondary effect. Then we got 4 copies of Son Gohan, Warrior of Hope. So this guy, permanent, if your life is a 6 or less, he gains blocker, which is very relevant for the leader. Also, if your leader card is Son Gohan, future cards, and yeah, and you place 1 card in your drop area from your life, when this card is played from your hand, play up to 1 yellow Trunks future card and energy cost of 1 from your deck and shuffle your deck. So turn 1 you can play this out and then play this next card, the Trunk card. So it's got unique. Also, when one of your yellow Son Gohan future cards is KO'd by an opponent's attack or removed from the battle area by one of your skills, play up to 1 yellow Trunks future card with energy cost of 3 from on top of this card from your deck, and then shuffle your deck. So you can only get it from the deck, but you do end up deck thinning. So turn 1, play this, deck thin. Yes, you do hurt yourself, but if you're going first, you're down to 7, and then if your opponent smacks you once, you go down to 6, and then if they've got another card to swing with, you can just block and then trigger all your effects. It's also useful for later on as well. I don't know why those have been mixed in. They shouldn't be there. They should be. Okay, somehow cards have been mixed up here slightly. My bad, guys. I've somehow decided to mix cards up. Oopsie. Right, there we go. Okay, so now we got the 2 costs properly. We've got, for the super combo choice, I've gone with Divine Cry Beerus, but I think that's because I couldn't figure out where I put my Krillins, basically. But if you got Krillin, swap it out, or if you got another preference on super combos, just use those. If I had the playset of Krillins, I probably would use a playset of Krillin, or at least I'd do a 2-2 split or something like that. But yeah, that's what's happened to those. And then we got 4 copies of Super Saiyan Son Gohan, Desperate Last Stand. It does have blocker, which is again relevant for pretty much all the, well, majority of the card effects in this deck. And it's got auto, if your leader card is yellow Son Gohan fusion cards, when this card is removed from your battle area by an opponent's skill or activates its blocker skill, play it to 1 yellow Trunks future card with an energy cost of 1 from your deck, and then shuffle your deck. So does have the relevance for that, because it gets you into your trunks to help you get going with your chains. Well, the evolution chain, basically. You need to get yourself all the way up to the 8 cost as quickly as you can, which you can't really do until you get full energy anyway. And then we run 3 copies of Super Saiyan Vegeta Trusted Ally. So he's got unique, he's got critical, but he's got auto, when this card is played, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, energy cost of 3 or less in rest mode, and KO it. So you can KO things, and having crit is always nice. Yes, he's 10k, but you can just chuck combos, just make it up to the 15. Activate battle, pay a yellow. If you have a yellow Trunks future card with energy cost of 3 or more in play this card from your hand, and you can't play copies. So next card, 3 copies of, we got Super Saiyan Son Goku, A Hero Returns. Well, The Hero Returns. So, auto, when this card is played, choose this card and up to one of your opponent's battle cards, energy cost of 3 or less, and send them to your owner's warps. At the end of the turn, negate the skills of all the cards sent to the warp by this skill and play them again. So basically it means you can't just keep going, yeah, it's going to keep replaying this and just keep bouncing the same 2 cards. Or a different card. It's got activate battle. If you have a yellow Trunks future card with energy cost of 3 or more in play, you can play this card from your hand without playing. Yeah, just play it from your hand, and you can't play copies for the turn, which is fine. And then we got 2 copies of Super Saiyan Son Goku, Trusted Ally. So, auto, when this card is played, choose up to one of your mono yellow Trunks future cards with energy cost of 3 or less in rest mode and switch it to active mode, which does help a lot. Activate battle, pay yellow, which is exactly the same as the Vegeta, it just comes into play. Okay, on to the free costs for the deck. We've got 4 copies of something you probably should have 4 of in the deck. Should definitely max out on this card. So, Super Saiyan Trunks to change the future, free cost, barrier, blocker, evolve for 1 yellow onto a Trunks future, activate main, pay 2 yellow. If your leader card is Son Gohan future card and you have 4 or more mono energy, choose up to one of your mono yellow Trunks future cards with energy cost of 8 in your hand, play on top of this card in active mode. Why did I pay 4 for it? I don't know. In the game I paid 4. I did his evolve cost, not this activate main cost.
No, you just paid the 1 and then 2.
Oh, I don't know what I did then. I thought I paid 4. But then you can't do it again with his activate main. It just helps you get into your 8 cost quicker, which is what you want to do. And we got 3 copies of Piccolo, Trusted Ally. So, he's got Deflect, Blocker. When his card is played from your hand, choose up to 1 yellow Son Gohan child or Son Gohan future card with energy cost of 2 or less in your deck or hand and play it and shove your deck. To be honest, guys, this next card is your counterplay for Vegeta. If I had 4 of this, I would just, like, obviously make it 4 off. But this is your free counterplay for a Unison. The card being played is played in rest mode. And then the last card is this Trunks Might Born of Hope. Would have 4 of it in here if I had 4, but 3 is okay. So we got Double Strike, Barrier, Dual Attack, Blocker, evolve onto a Trunks future card for 2 yellow, 2 colours. Activate main once per turn. If this card is in rest mode, you choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and up to 1 of their energy in rest mode, and the chosen cards can't be switched to active mode until the end of your opponent's next turn. So, help lock cards down, which is always useful. So there you go, guys. So that is my Son Gohan Future 1 deck profile. Thanks for watching. Leave any thoughts you have in the comments below, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.